Bible verses about laziness. The soul of the sluggard desireth, and hath nothing, but the soul of the diligent shall be made fat. Proverbs chapter 13, verse 4. And whatsoever ye do, do it heartily, as to the Lord, and not unto men. Colossians chapter 3, verse 23. For even when we were with you, this we commanded you, that if any would not work, neither should he eat. 2 Thessalonians chapter 3, verse 10. He becometh poor that dealeth with a slack hand, but the hand of the diligent maketh rich. Proverbs chapter 10, verse 4. He also that is slothful in his work is brother to him that is a great waster. Proverbs chapter 18, verse 9. But if any provide not for his own, and specially for those of his own house, he hath denied the faith, and is worse than an infidel. 1 Timothy chapter 5, verse 8. The desire of the slothful killeth him, for his hands refuse to labor. Proverbs chapter 21, verse 25. I went by the field of the slothful, and by the vineyard of the man void of understanding. And lo, it was all grown over with thorns, and nettles had covered the face thereof, and the stone wall thereof was broken down. Then I saw, and considered it well. I looked upon it, and received instruction. Yet a little sleep, a little slumber, a little folding of the hands to sleep. So shall thy poverty come as one that travelleth, and thy want as an armed man. Proverbs chapter 24, verses 30 to 34. The sluggard will not plow by reason of the cold. Therefore shall he beg in harvest, and have nothing. Proverbs chapter 20, verse 4. Love not sleep, lest thou come to poverty. Open thine eyes, and thou shalt be satisfied with bread. Proverbs chapter 20, verse 13. Slothfulness casteth into a deep sleep, and an idle soul shall suffer hunger. Proverbs chapter 19, verse 15. But Jesus answered them, My Father worketh hitherto, and I work. John chapter 5, verse 17. The hand of the diligent shall bear rule, but the slothful shall be under tribute. Proverbs chapter 12, verse 24. Go to the ant, thou sluggard, consider her ways, and be wise. Proverbs chapter 6, verse 6. The slothful man saith, There is a lion in the way, a lion is in the streets. As the door turneth upon his hinges, so doth the slothful upon his bed. The slothful hideth his hand in his bosom. It grieveth him to bring it again to his mouth. The sluggard is wiser in his own conceit than 7 men that can render a reason. Proverbs chapter 26, verses 13 to 16. But be ye doers of the word, and not hearers only, deceiving your own selves. James chapter 1, verse 22. In all labor there is profit, but the talk of the lips tendeth only to penury. Proverbs chapter 14, verse 23. For we hear that there are some which walk among you disorderly, working not at all, but are busybodies. Now them that are such we command and exhort by our Lord Jesus Christ, that with quietness they work and eat their own bread. 2 Thessalonians chapter 3, verses 11 to 12. Therefore to him that knoweth to do good, and doeth it not, to him it is sin. James chapter 4, verse 17. But to do good and to communicate forget not, for with such sacrifices God is well pleased. Hebrews chapter 13, verse 16.